I thought it would be a good time to check out the cloud streaming again on Xbox. There was an update on iOS devices that allows for smoother gameplay. That's the report anyway. I'm not into streaming, and I'm not trying to sell anybody on streaming video games. I think that it's probably the worst way to play games, especially AAA graphically intensive games, shrinking all of that detail down on a really small screen, and touch controls just don't work very well. Now you can use a controller, so conceivably carrying a console with you somewhere like vacation is much harder than just bringing a controller and your phone or your tablet. But again, if you're going away, why waste time playing video games when you're on vacation? But having said that, let's check out Gears 5 here, and you see all the controls all over the screen. It's really confusing, and it's not natural, and if you have big hands, it's even harder. But I'm going to give it a shot here. I'm going to let you know what I think about the smoothness of the gameplay. So loading in is pretty quick, and the familiarity with the game helps. So let's look around. I'm not having much problem here with any lag. However, it's very sensitive, the right and left stick, especially the right stick for camera control. So I'm having a bit of an issue here trying to figure out how much pressure to put on a virtual joystick, which is in and of itself a problem because you're putting actual real world pressure on something that doesn't exist. So I'm trying to figure out where the snap to cover is. It's not very intuitive. Again, if you had a controller, it syncs right up, and then of course it's much more intuitive because you're used to playing these games with a controller. The same way that I'm used to playing them on really big 4K televisions and gawking at the graphics, it is difficult to discern detail in games on a really small screen like this. So let's get moving here. Activate this little thing here. I think we have to walk up those steps and kick that warhead into position. So the biggest problem that I'm having is just trying to figure out that fluidity of snapping the cover and shooting that Gears gameplay. And again, it just does not translate really well with touch controls. I friggin' hate when I say "and again." I say that a lot, and again, like I'm trying to sound intelligent or something like that. I don't know. Fuck it. But anyway, let's run up here and try and slam this rocket into the hole. I did say that. And I'm not really seeing the indicator, the text that pops up, like press X, or for some reason, because the screen is so damn small. I know that it's there. Let's just run up to it and press the X button everywhere until it happens. I don't know, do you see it? I don't see it. There we go. All right, we both got to do it together. Now, when I get into combat, it is a joke because, if I had a controller, I would run, I would slam against cover, I would pop out, I would aim, I would shoot. I would ask them to target the enemy specifically by clicking in that left stick that you can do when you play Gears of War, but right here, I'm just a mess. I have no idea what is what. I don't even know what fire is or aim is, and it's just so confusing using touch controls. So I'll just spray and pray like I did in college, and try and find something to slam against. I'm getting destroyed here again, and again. I did it again, motherfucker. All right, I'm dead. No, I'm not. Let's get back up. This is just not a great way to play a video game with touch controls on a phone, a small screen. The idea of, taking all your games with you, streaming them. I'm connected to a Wi-Fi network, so of course it's going to be, really good. And most people can connect to a Wi-Fi network anywhere. You're in a hotel, they got free Wi-Fi, or, it's not difficult. And it does work with your data plan as well. But again, you're using your data, and it's going to be worse performance than a wireless network. I'm just getting destroyed here. I can't even figure out how to snap to this cover. Look at this. No idea. There we go. All right. Now, if I could figure out how to pop up and aim, which would be really intuitive with the controller, but again, holding a phone, a relatively large phone. I'm using an iPhone 12 Pro Max, but I got big hands and it's just weird. All right, let's pop back out. So all in all, it worked. It felt smoother than it's ever felt, but it's just not a great way to play a video game. Let's try something else. Let's look through here. You have to go into a section, play with touch, if you want to use touch controls. Not every game in this app or on XCloud is compatible with touch controls. So we'll look through. Let's find Psychonauts 2. That's one of my favorite games, one of my favorite platformers to come out in recent years, along with Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Where the hell is it? It's here somewhere. We'll find it. But there's a large variety of games that you can play. All right, let's launch it. Load times are pretty quick. It's odd that there are load times at all because you're streaming. So I don't think it's actually the game loading. I think it's just they're buffering the data to make the experience feel good. So here we go, right in. Everything feels good. Hold that X button to skip. And what I do like about it is, again, you have an Xbox profile. Your save files are just right there. So wherever you left off is just really conveniently here. I did finish this game. I did a lot in the game, trying to unlock things and find things. The load times are really quick, and we're in. The one thing I will say is that, again, that right stick, that virtual stick, is so sensitive that playing something like a platformer that requires precise controls to make those jumps is going to be almost impossible using touch controls, unless you've used your phone extensively and you've gotten used to it. But I just don't see anybody doing that. And if I had a controller, it would probably be much easier. I should test this out using a controller, but you know, there's no lag. There doesn't seem to be any stuttering, and it looks good. So all in all, I think that it's working, but I don't recommend streaming video games. I do not think that it is the future. Again, it might be the future 25, 30 years from now, but that's like telling somebody in the 1800s that uses their horse to do everything to get rid of their horse now, because 150 years from now, they're going to be these things called cars. It makes no sense. Everything works now the way it is, and games are being made to look absolutely incredible on these huge televisions and take advantage of all these new graphical techniques and resolution and frame rate, polygon counts, and shrinking that all down and using your thumbs essentially to play the game. Just doesn't feel great to me, but it does work. I would say that if I had to give this a letter grade, I would say it's probably a B. It's working really well. Everything looks good, and it loads really fast. And the controls, although very, very, very sensitive to touch, and touch being something that isn't really great at all, it's working. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you used XCloud, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. If you liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe.